state government due to the competitive wages and flexible working schedules. They've been supportive of me since I started out here as a mental health aide and worked myself up as a nurse manager.
There's just a plethora of opportunities for just lateral movement.
I like working for the state government. I was fortunate enough to get a paid internship, which allowed me to continue my education and feel comfortable knowing that I have a job available for me when I'm finished here.
We have like one of the nation's best retirement systems, and there's a lot of employees in private and public sector who they've had their pensions and their retirements just take a big dip, where ours has stayed really healthy throughout all of the economic problems. And it's just a fantastic program to get in, and young people like myself, they really need to start thinking about their future, and getting involved in the SDRS by working with the state is a great opportunity to secure your future.
I would recommend people work for state government because this is a place where you can reach people and have an impact on other people's lives.
I've worked here for, in February it'll be 10 years, and the day-to-day responsibilities that I have is I'm a mental health technician, and what that entails is I help develop a treatment plan with an interdisciplinary team that includes the psychiatrist, the psychologist, the nurse, occupational therapists, rec therapists, mental health aides, and we all work together to help identify the problems that a patient needs, and that focuses on their recovery.
Within my position at HSC as the Director of Education and Support Services, I supervise a lot of areas throughout the hospital. Within the Education and Support Services program, we have staff development, the library, the alternative school, which has a high school and a middle school, the activity center, cultural program, volunteer services, and the spiritual religious services.
My day-to-day job duties: I am a supervisor and a coordinator on one of the geriatric units. I oversee the staff to make sure that they are following policies and procedures to ensure that good patient care is being followed, that they're up to date on their mandatory competencies, to ensure that treatment plans are up to date. I do treatment notes. I help with the feeding, the fluid intakes. I work with the families. I work closely with doctors, social workers, dietitians, the MDS coordinator, to make sure that we are doing all that we can for our patients. Quality of care.
One of the most things that I find challenging is balancing the patient's psychiatric diagnosis with their medical diagnosis. And that can be very challenging from a nursing perspective, because you need to be very aware of how their psychiatric meds will affect their medical diagnosis and their other medications that they're taking for their medical diagnosis.
One of the most challenging aspects of my job is keeping current on the trends within mental health. We have all our mental health aides, assistant techs, are CNA certified, and they have to do continuing ed throughout the year, as well as our doctors, social workers, CD counselors. So we have to keep up on trends of continuing education throughout the hospital so that we are training staff to do their jobs better.
One of the unexpected things here about working at the hospital is I never thought I'd be here 23 plus years and still love it. I made my career here, and I'm really grateful that I work for the state government.
Something unexpected about working in this position, when I took this position, I thought I would be dealing with just all psychiatric diagnosis for the patients. I didn't realize the plethora of medical issues that I would get to see, and I love that part about it, because I was very nervous as a new grad coming to work here that I would lose all of my medical skills. And I have exercised all of my nursing competencies on a regular basis. There's so many medical needs that we need to balance in with their psychiatric needs that I do enjoy that, but it was very unexpected, and I'm happy that that's the case.
No 2 days are the same here. There's always something a little bit different, and it makes coming to work an enjoyable experience.
One of the things that I was most unexpected about taking this position was that I get to work with every department within the hospital, and that I get to have contacts with agencies outside the hospital and make friendships and professional relationships that will last a long time. I think the thing that's most unexpected about the Human Services Center is the size of the facility. We have many opportunities for patients within their treatment and their recovery. We look at the person as a whole. We have a cultural coordinator that looks at any cultural things that they want to participate in while they're here. We have a job placement person that helps patients find jobs and gain skills that they can use when they get out of the hospital. We have a high school and a middle school, so the adolescents that come here still get to continue their education while they're here. There's just a big variety of opportunities for patients that are hospitalized here.
Some of the most rewarding aspects are watching the children that are here make progress and changes and helping their families to communicate better together.
The most rewarding part of my job is seeing a severely mentally ill person get better.
When somebody calls you months or a couple years down the road to give you an update on how they are doing, and that they called and they appreciated the work that you did with them and that you made a difference in their life.
The most rewarding part of my position is when we are able to help patients gain the skills needed for their recovery and to live independently out in the community. I had a patient who I worked with who is now graduated from college and has a full-time job, so that's the most rewarding part of my position.